So if you're a life insurance agent and you're not making the sales that you want to be making, I guarantee it's this one thing that you need to do that will allow you to go from a struggling life insurance agent who has a good script and everyone around them is making sales, but you're not. And if you implement this, you'll start making more sales literally immediately. One of the easiest and fastest things that you can fix. Because if you're a life insurance agent, you heard that you got to care about your prospect. You got to let them know that you're listening to you. You got to be a great listener. But you might ask, how do you do that? You have to do these things, but what's the easiest way to do that? And I'm going to teach you guys exactly how to do that right now. And that's through the ahs and the ums, or the I hear you, that will absolutely change your sales process to get your prospect to open up, spill the beans, get emotionally involved, and want to buy more life insurance from you. Okay, if you don't know who I am, I've sold over I've sold over $500,000 of life insurance. My agency's done over $9 million. I do have a life insurance agency. We're called Legacy Family Life. We help life insurance agents, no chargebacks, no lead costs, and this is the stuff that I teach them to help them sell at a really, really high level that I want you to have for absolutely free. And this is called the ahs and the ums. People want to feel heard. People want to feel like they know what you're talking about. And if you're selling something, you're typically asking questions. Everyone has heard a YouTube video. If you want to sell more life insurance, ask more questions, right? We all know that. But it's not just about asking the right question. It's how do you respond when you get the answer? Because how you respond when you get the answer will either open up your prospect or close them off. But most people ultimately have responses where they close off their prospects. Their prospect would tell them, well, I don't want my daughter to be stuck with my burial expenses. They get a great answer. But then they respond like, okay, cool, I got you. So you don't want your daughter to be stuck with your burial expenses. The problem is that you didn't use the correct, what's called a verbal cue. So the first thing I want to teach you is you want to have the correct verbal cue. And in the or the oh my gosh, or the I gotcha, those are called verbal cues. And this what triggers your prospect to feel a sense of needing to open up or a sense of concern. So for example, if I want my prospect to be more concerned, because hey, if we're selling life insurance, let's be honest here. We want them in a state of emotional concern. We want them to open up, and we want them to typically feel some type of way before buying the product, right? So what do we need to do? We need to use the right verbal cue. So if they tell me my daughter's going to be stuck with my burial expenses, and I just respond, okay, gotcha, she's going to be stuck paying for your burial expenses. And does your daughter have the money to pay for your burial expenses? And I say, no, she doesn't. Okay, gotcha. Do you feel like I am inviting the prospect to open up or stay closed off? And most agents sell like this. They sell without a verbal cue, without a strong or I see verbal cue that prevents the prospect from opening up. For example, instead, if you did this, if you made the shift, agents, if you just made the shift, when they tell you, you ask, what had you motivated to start looking around for some life insurance? They tell you, well, when I die, I don't want my daughter stuck paying for my burial expenses. So you ask a good question, you get a good answer. What do you need to do? You need to have a good verbal cue. That good verbal cue would sound something like this. Oh, I see. So it sounds like that when you die, you don't want your wife or your daughter stuck paying for your burial expenses. Is that right? My verbal cue is triggering like, oh, I understand you. I get you. Like, we're on the same page now. You just want to make sure this happens, right? We're hearing each other. We're connecting. We're on the same page. I gotcha. That brings two of us together as one. Rather than saying, oh, okay, you just want the burial expenses. I hear you. That shows a lack of investment. That shows a lack of care. That shows a lack of interest in wanting to serve them. But through that verbal cue, the I hear you, we combine and become one. And now the prospect feels I'm on their side, and they feel like they're heard. And how many of us want their prospects to feel heard more? Everyone, right? The more they feel heard, the more likely they are going to buy. And how do you do that? You do that by having a good verbal cue. Okay? Same thing when you go into the concern. People buy life insurance because they're concerned when they die. But the problem is you might not be getting enough pain. You might not getting enough emotional buy-in. You might not get them to really feel what life looks like if they don't buy life insurance today. And if you go all the way to getting numbers and the client's not emotionally invested, it's your fault. You didn't get them to get emotional. You didn't get them to open up, to tap into their deep emotions. And the way that you do that is by using the right verbal cue. In this case, instead of being, I see, or I gotcha, when you're trying to understand what their problem is, when you go to the concern, you need to now be concerned. Oh my gosh, your daughter? Oh gosh, your daughter's gonna be stuck pain? Oh my gosh, Miss Betty. Now, my physical body language shows I'm physically concerned. Oh my gosh, your daughter? So what is a prospect gonna feel? She's gonna feel that her problem is much bigger than it actually is, because the stranger that she just met on the internet filled out an ad is telling her she has a big problem, and now she feels how big her problem is, all due to his verbal cue and his body language. And you can control this. So when Miss Betty tells you, I don't know, it's going to be really hard, they're going to have to start a GoFundMe. You don't just respond by saying, oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, you don't want them to do a GoFundMe, right? No, you're going to say, oh my gosh, they're going to have to start a GoFundMe? Oh my gosh. And these, oh my gosh, oh wow, oh my goodness. So you're telling me, oh wow, it seems dramatic, guys, but it's the stuff that gets your prospect to feel how bad their situation is. And if you can adopt this in your communication skills, no matter if it's selling life insurance, or it's selling cars, or if it's just getting to know someone. When someone tells you, my favorite hobby is horse riding, and I don't like horse riding, I don't know it. Oh, you like, that's so, you like horse riding, that's so neat. Oh, wow, neat. My verbal cues indicate that I'm interested in them, rather than saying, okay, you like horse riding. How is that person going to feel about me? They're going to feel two different ways. And this is important because people want to feel a specific way when they buy this product. So it's not that your script's bad. It's not that you don't know how to sell life insurance. It's the fact that you don't know how to get people to trigger into their emotional state where they feel some type of way with you, but they also feel some type of way about their problem. And the way that you do that, I'm going to say it one more time, is that you have the right verbal cues. The, I hear you. Oh my God. Oh, Miss Bet. Oh, wow. Oh no. Are you sure? Oh gosh. And you can invest people into this emotional state that they're going to want to open up, realize they have a huge problem, and they're going to buy from you rather than another agent, because another agent couldn't get them to the emotional feeling. Another agent was like, oh, okay, no worries. They brushed it off. They didn't feel like they actually need the life insurance, and they said, I need to think about it because they weren't tapped into the emotional state. While you got them to really, really emotionally invest in the pain, and they realized it through your verbal cues that they had to buy a policy. So hope this guys helps. You have to use these. If you want to be better, you can literally level up right now as a life insurance agent. If you take this advice, run with it, and you'll win.